Welcome to Eye on Vision, the show for those with visual impairment. I'm your host, Janet Sides. On tap, the National Federation of the Blind's Joel Zimba will join Vance to discuss the KNFB Reader app, which allows users to listen to audio feedback of printed text captured by a camera. Then Vance interviews Bradford and Bryan Manning of Two Blind Brothers, which produces highly tailored and crafted clothing to raise money for eye disease research. This comes from the August 2016 issue of the American Council of the Blind's Braille Forum.
Podcasts of Eye on Vision can be found on the web at eyeonvision.blogspot.com.
Now, Two Blind Brothers, Bradford and Bryan Manning, join Vance to discuss clothing that is being sold to raise money for eye disease research.
It's a pleasure to have both Bradford and Bryan Manning with us today. First of all, before we actually talk about the clothing and the apparel and the mission of the Two Blind Brothers collection, could we talk about the nature of your visual impairment and Stargardt's disease, and what is Stargardt's disease?
Sure, I'll answer for myself. This is Bradford, and then I'll let my brother answer. So we both have Stargardt's, and we were both diagnosed at a young age. And if you're familiar with Stargardt's, basically it affects your central vision. So things such as recognizing faces and reading small print sort of get more difficult over time. The problem with the eye is in converting vitamin A. It leaves behind a byproduct that's sort of toxic to the cells in the eye, and over time, it destroys your central vision. So at this point, my vision is about 2400.
Yeah, and similar to Brad, I was diagnosed at the age of 7 with macular degeneration, the juvenile form of Stargardt's disease. And, it's one of those things that over your course of your life, you just start to realize that the chalkboard is going to get further away. And as Brad said, the books are going to just start getting a little closer to your face. My vision is a little bit better than Brad's, probably about 2300.
Well, now that we know that, what inspired you all to get involved with developing a clothing line? What exactly involved you to get involved with developing apparel? And I would imagine when it comes to those with visual impairment that it's tough to pick out quality clothing. And just exactly how did you all get involved with this?
Yeah, I can jump into that first. It's actually kind of a funny story. My brother and I were in a big department store, I think it was Bloomingdale's, and we went in and basically lost each other in the first minute and a half, which tends to happen anywhere we go. And when we both walked outside, we realized that we had bought the exact same shirt. And so we both were looking at it, and we played rock, paper, scissors to see who had to return theirs. I lost, of course. But we realized that it wasn't the look of the shirt that attracted us so much. It was actually the feel of the shirt. And so that's when we kind of came to the decision that we wanted to give back to the visually impaired community, not just monetarily for research, but more individually to the community itself, to give them, two people to look up to give them something cool that's also been affected by visual impairment. And, as a lot of people realize, when you lose a sense, when we lost our vision, you start having to experience the world in a slightly different way. And my brother and I realized that we've spent a lot of time and a lot of vigilance on our sense of touch and our tactile feeling.
So what is specifically involved in developing apparel that's expertly tailored and crafted and designed to appeal to, I guess, maybe the general audience in a way, but something that could really appeal to someone with visual impairment that's very sensitive to the fabric or the aesthetic of clothing apparel?
I'll jump in. First of all, I would say we probably made a lot of mistakes before we sort of found our footing with it. And, there was sort of a long production and product development process starting almost about a year before we launched, where, we were thinking about some of these things. And of course, from the beginning, sort of the feeling around the clothing was one of the most important things we were addressing. So, you want to make a high quality product. You also want to make something that, not only the visually impaired community will sort of respond to, but something that people in general just appreciate. And that was sort of the goal. And from there, we spent a lot of time sort of familiarizing ourselves with some of the fabrics and the production process. It's one of the reasons, we started by launching our manufacturing and production in New York City, so we could be so close to the operation. And we've gotten a lot of help and support along the way with a number of experts and friends here who are very close to the fashion industry up here in New York.
And I know that you said that your mission was more than just simply developing apparel that was high quality, that those with visual impairment could really latch onto and could really enjoy, as well as the general public. But you talk about the mission of Two Blind Brothers Collection when it comes to raising money for blindness research. That part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Brad and I decided for Two Blind Brothers, we're donating 100% of our proceeds to retinal research. And we came to that decision because we are a lot more inspired and a lot more driven to cure blindness than by a monetary goal. It means a lot more to us, both selfishly and to the larger community, that we get the funding to these clinical trials to cure this disease. As we like to say, it's no longer about the science. And, listeners to your show know that it's more about the funding at this point.
And the website is twoblindbrothers.com, and I want to get to the website. So how could listeners navigate the website to actually shop online?
That's an excellent question, and that's something that we're working on now. Since we originally launched, we actually used a fairly simple web platform to put the initial idea out there. For visually impaired and the blind community, we do have a customer service number, and all the folks that work with us are quite helpful in helping people sort of navigate through that. So the website itself isn't super adaptive, which is a problem for a lot of websites out there. But if somebody who has trouble with the website, who's interested in the company or the clothing, they're absolutely more than welcome to call us.
And what are examples of the type of apparel that would be available on the website?
Yeah, right now, Brad and I are currently producing men's short sleeve and long sleeve Henley shirts. We chose the Henley a lot more for its ability to for the cut and the feel of it, or you can really get a lot of high quality fabric, and you can actually specify the cut so it hits the body the way that you would enjoy. In the future, we are launching a women's line. It's going to be our sighted sister line, and then from there on, we're still looking into anything that really feels and contacts with the body.
And what else would you like to say about the website, or even if you'd like to go into detail about where you'd like to see twoblindbrothers.com go in the future?
I'll answer that first. Really, this has been an amazing and fun project for Bryan and I. We've always been super close growing up. I think a big part of that is, certainly our connection together as growing up with Stargardt's disease. And, we had each other as kind of inspiration in tackling sort of the normal challenges and the unique challenges that visually impaired people have. And so a big part of what we're trying to do here is put ourselves out there and create a community and something that, you know, when I was growing up, I would absolutely love to be a part of and to hear about. So, you know, more than just the clothing, we want to be an organization that brings awareness and brings hope and a little bit of fun to, you know, what a lot of what's going on right now in the community. And so, you know, we're just really excited about it. We're having a lot of fun with it. You know, at this point, we're just trying to get the word out, and we've been so fortunate to have this community be so supportive of it. You know, from my perspective, you know, that's just been one of the most rewarding things about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can express enough the one side effect we didn't see out of this was just the outpouring of support and questions and just love that we've received from both the sighted and visually impaired communities of people, you know, asking us if we would be willing to talk with them, or people just giving us inspiration to keep fighting and keep going and spread awareness as far as we can.
And finally, if you just go over this again, what is the contact information for Two Blind Brothers, and what is the website?
Sure, I'm happy to answer that. So if people would like to email us, they can email us at info, I-N-F-O, at twoblindbrothers.com, just all spelled out. And then our phone number is 844-822-2582. And people can also reach us through our Facebook page. That's usually where we put out most of our content and most of the updates on the company. It's just Two Blind Brothers, or facebook.com/twoblindbros, BROS. And those are sort of the best ways to contact us. And, you know, we love hearing from people in the community. We love people who are interested in our shirts, and just happy to connect and get feedback and connect with those who empathize with the cause.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking with Bradford and Bryan Manning of Two Blind Brothers, and one spells Bryan in this case, Bryan. This is Eye on Vision.
That's all for this week's Eye on Vision.